my God, look at this your malicious taste. Look at this goodness. Look at it. It is a sunset for my eye. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, lovelies. Wondered how I made this beautiful masterpiece. This is called Oha. Yes, Oha made with Ede. I made this, baby. Welcome to Oha and Anyirich page. Come with me, babies. Let me teach you how to make this beautiful masterpiece. First of all, I'm going to blend in my Ede. I already have Ede in the freezer, but I have to blend it to maintain the thickness. You know, once it freezes and all that, it's not going to come together. But when you blend it, it comes out nice. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to pound my akun. I made a mistake. I was supposed to buy a derrick of akun, but I just bought half, thinking it would be enough. But anyway, we move because you cook your akun first of all. You have to cook it very well. Then you pound it. After pounding it, you make sure you pound it very, very well. Look at it now. After pounding, it's going to just look like this. The beauty. After this, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to thoroughly wash my protein. Yeah, I'm going to be using cow back. Yeah, this is cow back. So I need to cook it properly. So I'm going to be putting it first so that it can cook and get tender before adding the other protein. I added water, added my seasoning, and look at it on fire. The baby is cooking. While that is cooking, I'm going to be blending my yellow pepper. Yes, this native yellow pepper gives this fragrance to the food. There's this fragrance it gives to the food. Anybody that is even at the junction of your house, they will know that yes, you're preparing Ofe Oha with Ede. After blending this thing, I'm going to blend it with my hand blender. Then I added my crayfish. My dear, be generous with the crayfish because this is what makes it what it is. Look at my cow leg. It is now tender and boiled. At this junction, I'm going to wash my dry fish thoroughly. Look at it now. Look at the baby. The baby is cooking. It is cooking. Oh, I've added my stockfish. My husband is not a fan of stockfish. So therefore, I don't put much stockfish, just a little, just for the taste. It doesn't really like stockfish. Then I'm going to, after adding this, my stockfish, I'm going to add my dry fish because my meat now has cooked to a tender quantity. So therefore, I believe this is the time and the perfect time to add the remaining stock. Then I'm going to add the water I'll be using for the food. Then at this junction, what I'll be doing next is to extract the juice from my palm fruit. I'll be extracting the juice from my palm fruit with warm water, or let's say hot, but not so hot. See, you don't need to add excess water in this to extract the palm, because once you add excess water, you are going to spoil your soup that you're making. So you just add appropriate quantity of water. The main thing we are looking for is to extract the juice. Look at it now. Then I'm going to pour my juice into my food. It was at this point I discovered that the juice I extracted is quite small and it's not going to give me what I want. So I added my palm oil. I added a little bit of my palm oil. My palm oil is homemade, so actually I trust it. See, if you buy bad palm oil, it can spoil your food. So you have to use, that's why it's better for you to just buy the palm kernel fruits and pound it yourself. Look at it now. At this point, I just wanted to check if the meat is very, very tender. It was quite tender then, but not so tender. Then I added my blended Ede. Look at it now, coming out. It came out looking so nice. At this point, it's not going to make sense, but just give it time and you see that it makes sense. I added my crayfish, my yellow pepper. Remember to always be generous with your crayfish. Always try and be so generous with it. Then I turned it. At this junction, I'm going to allow it to cook very well. Like, let all of them cook very well. I still added a bit of oil because I don't want it to be looking white. It will not look like, if you manage everything, don't manage your palm oil, because And palm oil, I know say it's quite expensive, but we don't have to manage it when making ede. That's why if we want to make ede, we have to make our time to make our oha and ede. Look at it now. This ede, remember, ede serves as a thickener. If you don't like the thickness of this, you can also reduce the quantity of ede that you use. So because me, I like it thick. I love my oha to be very thick. I don't like it watery. So I added enough ede. It was all the ede I had in the freezer. That's what I used for this. At this junction is boiling. You can see that the fume is boiling up, and I decided to add my ogiri. This is the game changer in this. Ogiri Igbo. Once you add your ogiri Igbo in the food, you are good to go. You are good to go. Look at the food now. Oh, this is boiling and boiling and boiling and looking so fine. I covered it and allowed it to boil for a while. Look at it now. It's thick now. Look at it. It's so thick. And I just needed to check the thickness of the food. And I saw, look at, it's thick to the way I want it, and it's boiling properly. And at this junction, you don't have to cover your pot now. You can decide to leave it open. Then I decided to add my seasoning cubes. I used just appropriate quantity of seasoning cube because I added enough crayfish. Once you add enough crayfish to your meal, bet me you won't be needing Maggi or seasoning. I added enough to it. Then I stirred the food so that it can go very round. Added a little bit of salt. You just have to be careful with salt so that we will not have the story of Lot's wife, you understand? So we have to put enough salt. Hi, this food enter my eye. I introduced water at this point because it was getting thick, because the more it boils, the thicker it gets. Then I added my uziza leaf. Uziza leaf is another game changer to offer her. I added my uziza leaf and I would cover it for a while so that it can boil. Just a little quantity. You don't need to add much so that it will not turn to uziza seed. Then this is the game changer, the oha leaf. I've washed it, I've sliced it, and it's time to put the quantity you want in the food. Look at it now. Hey, I will just distribute this evenly so that it can go around and everybody can see it. Hey, see my food though. Oha soup is so easy to make. Very, very easy. Just with all this I told you, your food will be very, very, to come out super nice and delicious. Remember to subscribe to our channel.